I'm from Melbourne, and it's fucking freezing there at the moment. So speaking of Australia, I actually have a... not so fast. Oh, Australian. Yeah. Oh, wait, hello. Sorry, you made me really embarrass you there, didn't you?
I'm one of 5 Australians.
Oh, okay, excellent, cool. All right, well, you guys can probably relate to this.
Just don't mention the World Cup, okay?
Didn't hear that. I couldn't understand that accent. I actually listened to that game in driving, which I drove from Montrose, or Montrose as they call it in Scotland, to Worcester, which is a long day in the car, not for Australians though, it turns out. And I was listening to the game, and it got very exciting, and I really should have turned it off at that point. Anyway, well, we can't win every kind of sport against England, can we? So, anyway, we'll move on. I actually have ancestry from around here, sort of roughly around here, from parts of southern Yorkshire and Lancashire as well. And those ancestors were mostly poor agricultural workers that were mostly voluntarily went to Australia, not all of them. And there's a few Irish crew in there and some Eastern German. But anyway, on the English side, there's a lot of strands of. I have a lot of ancestry from around here. And as a migrant Australian, it's an interesting line to tread living in a country like Australia, living on country like that, because the implications of my family coming over, mind you, these weren't people with any power or any kind of control, or they weren't flash people, but they still went to Australia to have a better life, and they found one because things were getting pretty miserable in Lancashire at the time, apparently. But the land, when the British got there, they declared it terra nullius, which it wasn't. Terra nullius means land with no inhabitants, which meant that by British law, they could literally put the flag in the ground and call it theirs. But actually, by their own law, by British law, and we now have adopted the Westminster system, it was theft. And it's never been, those wrongs have never been righted. So as a white person, as originally an English person living on Australian soil, it comes without a great deal of conflict internally, and there are a lot of movements to try and right some of those wrongs, but it's very deep and very complicated. And it's really good coming here. This is my ancestral country, but there where I grew up, that country means a lot to me too. I'm sort of 4th or 5th generation migrant Australian living there. There's a duality that exists in me and everyone else that lives on that continent of Australia who aren't Aboriginal people, and it can cause a lot of internal strife. And one asks oneself what responsibility everyone has as the living generation to make things better. So this is called terra nullius. No, it's not called terra nullius. I was going to call it terra nullius for obvious reasons, but there's a lot of songs and a lot of books and paintings and all sorts of things called that. So I call it the things that I now know. Terra nullius, my island, my despicable beast, an arch into the ocean, as your birth was blocked in breach, and in the ready wild, my body and my soul divide themselves between you and the blood that's in my bones. Oh, in the early winters, there lay slicks upon the flat from the snow that split from mountains that would thud and puff and crack. The white birds scream and flutter through the drift of clouds and sparks, and there stood in the tallest, thick with scent and dripping bark. In me, my spirit feels uneased, a great nausea that ties my tongue and swells my chest, and aches and pulls and ties. My instincts cannot reconcile the things that I now know. Those strong hands still act away like children at a ball. Oh, will I ever know great knowledge? Is it even mine to take? I dreamt I saw an answer, and a child was its face. I'm sorry, and my children will be too, if I don't do any better with the blood that's in my bones.